All right. So I was sitting here in the backyard. And then yesterday, I was cutting down these dead trees. There's one right there. I had 3 big dead trees from the hurricane. And I was just waiting to cut them down, let them dry out a little bit, and then burn them in that burn barrel. So all day yesterday, I was burning that fucking tree. Well, not that tree. The tree that is in that barrel right there. And then before that, I was doing another tree. Doesn't matter. So I was sitting here going, man, I really need to get this other tree down. But this other tree is still burning in there. So I said, fuck it. Do I really want to work on the yard 2 days in a row? I was like, well, maybe I'll go fishing. But then the river is the tide's going down. And when the tide's going down, the river looks like coffee when you put too much cream in it. And high tide isn't coming up till this afternoon. So this afternoon, I'll definitely be doing some fishing. I think it might be pretty good today. I got a bunch of bait. I'm hoping for the best. So I was sitting here going, what the fuck should I do? So I just got this new RC truck. Let me show it to you real quick. Which I was on the fence about getting an RC truck for a while now. But the thing of it was, with me, I wanted a truck that I really loved. I didn't really care about the RC part. I just wanted some shelf candy. And then after driving it, I'm absolutely in love with it. The thing is amazing. It will crawl up almost anything. I got that because it's a Dodge Power Wagon and it's orange, which is my favorite color. Now, they made a Dodge Power Wagon before, but it was like crazy expensive. Now they're affordable from a different company. It's like $250, $300 with battery. That was my price range for an RC truck. So I was thinking, can I drive that thing all day today? No. That thing's fun for about 15 minutes. So what else can I do? Then I was like, well, I guess I can go ride bikes today. I did get just get this brand new. Well, it's not brand new. It's used because it's like a 5-year-old bike. But it was one that was on my list. I definitely wanted to get this Old Man Flyer bike. It does have a rim brake on it. I might put a disc brake on it. I absolutely love the bike to death, though. Wheelie's pretty good. The tires are a little skinny. You might put some beast mode tires on it. And I was thinking I can ride this, or I can ride one of these other ones. But once again, that's an hour at best, and then you're kind of smoked, and your legs are burnt out, and that's about it. So I was sitting here, what can I do today? So then I was like, I really need to finish setting up my Star Wars collection. But I've been doing this. I just got the Jabba's Palace in here, starting to get that set up. You can see I still got a little bit more work to do there in the back. I'm trying to make it as movie accurate as possible, but then still fill it up as possible. They haven't made all the aliens that you need to fill this up, so I'm going to add a few aliens from other movies in there just to kind of round it out. And then, of course, you got the Rancor monster pit down there. I got the sail barge coming in over here. It's been a work in progress. It definitely sucks resetting all this shit up, especially when you're trying to make it as movie accurate as possible. I kind of have the Hoth scene all set up, which everything's still under construction, as you can see, but fuck, the hours I have in this thing, it's just insane. I'm getting a little action figure set up burnout. What I like about collecting is when your shit is all set up, which this isn't done, it's going to be redone. Space it out. I think they're way too tight in there, which they're actually not that tight, but they're a lot tighter than what I want. But I'm going to have a lot of extra shelf space in here when I'm done setting up, because I reduced my Star Wars collection from like 12 movies down to 3 movies, and then I'm spreading it out I like when an action figure collection is spread out and it's not cramped and it doesn't look like you have a serious addiction. And I was like, I don't really feel like action figures all day. So then I was like, fuck it. Went on a little bike ride, practiced a couple wheelies. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to check out my package box and see if anything is in there. I'm not expecting anything, but maybe something came in, and I don't know. It's always exciting to look in there. And then I opened up the box, and then the Maximum Deadpool was in there, and I know the Maximum thing is a total ripoff, but Deadpool's one of my favorite characters. We'll explain that here in a little bit. And then they had the Strong Guy in there, which I already have the old Strong Guy, but we'll do a comparison. And the reason why I got him, these other ones, I got him like a week ago, and him like a week or two ago, and I didn't feel like they were worthy of doing a video on. And then when I got this other shit, no, I just picked these other ones up at Target, and always great deals at Target. And I was like, put all this shit together, and I was like, you know what? Maybe today is the day to do a toy video. So let's get moving on. All right, so we'll do a quick walkthrough of these, and then I'll pull out some comparisons, and I'll actually try to do a decent toy review for you guys. Just fuck it, why not? I haven't did one in years. Let's see if I still got it. Well, I don't think I really ever had it, but we'll do it. So over here, you have the Maximum Deadpool, which is $50, and it's a complete fucking ripoff. But Deadpool is one of my favorite characters, and it's Amazon. I'm sure we can find a way around that price option. But there he is. He is pretty cool. I'm happy to have him. Then you have this giant green starfish, which is like $70. Total ripoff, but he's extremely cool. Strong Guy, we'll do that in a minute. A head sculpt that you really wanted with a character that you didn't really want. A Wolverine that you already have, but he's a little bit better. And then a Juggernaut, which I already have, which he's not as good as Select, but he is pretty cool. All right, so there's no shortage of Deadpool in my collection. I've got a bunch more too. This isn't even half of them, but I just pulled out the ones that were closest to this one for you to see if it's worth getting them. For one, Deadpool's one of my favorite characters. Otherwise, I'd be like, fuck that. Ain't no way. I'm just cool with one of these other ones. But since he's one of my favorite Marvel characters of all time, and they made him Maximum, I kind of had to have him. This is the closest one that you have to this one. It's basically the same costume, but slightly different. On these two, let me try to get him out of here without knocking him over. This one came with a completely maskless head. This one comes with, and it, you know, of course, it had the mask. And then this one comes with the masked and the partially unmasked head, which is cool. I mean, I would have rather had a completely unmasked one, but it is what it is. I figured they would have just reused the holsters. I kind of wish they would have, because I like the old holsters better than the new ones. I like how they have that wrinkle in them. Of course, the old ones don't have any paint on them whatsoever. But the old one does have painted grenades, which the new one doesn't have. So, I mean, I'm glad they gave us new ones, but I actually like the old ones better. And then you have the swords, whatever. It's just the fucking swords. This one has painted detail on it, and it's not Maximum. And then this one doesn't have painted detail on it. I also like the long swords a lot better than the short swords. I don't know why we couldn't get the long swords. The short swords, to me, I don't know, they just don't do it. I think they look stupid. Like when he pulls them out, like the long swords to me are just way better. But they could have used some paint. This one came with a taco. Let me put him down. And then this one finally comes with a little chimichanga. And that's fucking cool, because the chimichanga is what we always wanted. And then he comes with a mess of accessories, which some are pretty cool and some aren't. He comes with a gang of hands, which I usually don't like a bunch of hands and heads extra with my action figure, because all that shit just goes in the drawer. Just give me a couple sets of hands, but when he's Maximum, that shit wouldn't really cut it. They give you a piece hand, which I actually really like, and a gun hand, which I also actually really like. The downside with that is, if it's Deadpool, you're going to display him with as many weapons in his hands as possible. The weapons that he gave you, they gave you some decent ones, but not great. Like, he's Maximum. Fucking Maximum. If you're going to make a Maximum Deadpool, there's only one gun that you could display with him, and that's the Golden Eagle. And Bobby gave me this. He only gave me one. He gives me, hold on, this big giant box, which, thank you, Bobby, of just hundreds of guns. You get every gun you ever could ask for, but you only get one Golden Eagle in there, and he needs two. Of course, he gives you two golden 9 mils, which those would look great in the holsters, but that's not really maximum. Now, I know it's not Bobby's responsibility to make a maximum, but luckily we have him, and we can make a maximum when we get a maximum gun in there. All these other guns, they're like, okay, this one gives you a pack of bullets, but then they don't paint the bullets, but then they still call it maximum. That's shitty, lazy, and not to mention these guns have a really good bend on them. Like, God, that just, look at this. Like, if you want good guns, if you want to make a maximum, it sucks. Maximum, but then they give you these shitty soft, low on detail, low on everything. It's just that the guns are just very mid, like, for a maximum. If this is your gun for a regular Marvel Legends, it's kind of like whatever you expect it. He comes with a little stick of dynamite, which is cool. I kind of feel like I need to display that. And then a ton of extra hands. He's cool. Oh, they also got the blue. Hold on. I'll be right back. I'm right here. You probably don't know if I left or not because you can't fucking see me. But then you have blue, which he's cool. We already had one. I don't know if I like the new one better than the old one. The old one seems like he has more paint on it. This thing actually looks like it has a wash on it. And I didn't know they knew how to do washes. Because if you look at their maximum Deadpool, there's no wash on there. The cool thing is that finally, if you're a Deadpool fan, you finally get sculpted lines. They painted everything that needs to be painted. They made some weird changes on it. Like on the old one, I think the buckles were way better, how they kind of flare out like that, than these. Painted buckles on the boots, and then just Velcro straps on the... I don't know. On the old one, they kind of put more love into it than on the new one. They just give this one a new sculpt, which they could have added more paint, consider he's maximum. Man, that's such... feel like I'm gay every time I say that. But here's the blue. He's pretty cool. I was thinking, I like to downsize my collection as much as possible, only have the necessary figures in it. So I'll be getting rid of this one. I don't have no clue what I can do with him. I'm sure I can find something to do with him to absorb the $50 cost of this. But anyway, enough about Deadpool. Let's look at something else. All right, so I thought we were done with this Deadpool review. So I already hit up Bobby to hit me up, send me another Golden Eagle, which I do want it, Bobby. So don't. I still need 2 of them. But then I went to put the Golden Eagle in his holster, and of course it's big because it's a Golden Eagle, and it doesn't fucking fit. So yeah, that kind of sucks. So I can display him holding it. Let's see if it'll fit in this one. Yeah, it doesn't fit in that one either. So if you're gonna hit up Bobby for some of these guns and you want him to hold them, the Golden Eagle is what you want. I mean, that's Deadpool's gun. That's what he's supposed to have. If you want him for the holster, you got to get some of these Golden 9s, because the 9s fit right in there. Absolutely perfect. So I don't know how I'm going to display them now, because I really wanted like one Golden Eagle in the holster and one Golden Eagle in his hand. So, whew, the choices of a toy collector. All right, I know I've been running my mouth too much. We got to wrap this video up. I'll try to be a little quick about it. I did tune into the 3PO podcast, not last night. I had to catch a replay. I completely forgot it was on, then I saw it, and I was like, holy shit, let me check this out. Didn't watch much of it. I did watch the Marvel part where Jersey Maniac was sitting there in a circle jerk with the Hasbro guys. Apparently they're best friends now. It was like watching guys
who sucking dick.
Yeah, so to say the least, that was a little entertaining. All right, on this Strong Guy, if you're thinking about upgrading, once again, I love Strong Guy. If you don't love Strong Guy, just keep the one that you have. The old one is basically the same as the new one. The new one, you do get new head sculpts, and I actually like the new head sculpts a lot. And this thing that he's holding, this thing with this bent bar and these big giant weights on it, my friends, that is called an accessory. These aren't accessories. That is an accessory, and it's actually a really good accessory that you're going to display, kind of like the chimichanga. So I would have upgraded just for the weight, not to mention it's an Amazon kind of guys. You know the drill. They painted the zipper on it. They filled in the X. The rest of it, you're looking at it, basically the same. No love, no paint on the belt, no paint over here on the sides, no paint on the buckles. God, they're cheap, man. Like, they get you for an upgrade, and they upgrade it, but they don't fully upgrade it. Maybe we got to wait for the maximum strong guy, but here he is. One more thing to consider, the old one versus the new one. The old one has a little bit darker yellow, which actually matches the team a little bit better. Like, this yellow matches the multiple man a little bit better. I got a bunch of them back there. So, I don't know. Something to think about. It's kind of expensive. You got to figure out if it's worth it to you or not. All right, then you have this Mort figure. With the Mort figure, man, I'm really not into the animated look. If they match the comic books, I'll add him to my collection. I'll probably get rid of him. I just got him for this head right there, because then if you get this head, it adds a new character in your collection. I just went with one of the old suited bodies because I got, like, I don't know, 10 of these things. Because I never knew that they'd just keep making suited bodies. And now we got pinless ones, but I don't feel like making an investment. So you can take that head out of there, put this head on a suited body, and now you have a totally new character to add to your collection. So it sucks that you got to get Morph to do it, but I'm sure you can figure something out on that. So here's this one. Then you have the Wolverine. Not much of an upgrade on this. I was thinking that the hair on the chest and stuff would be better, but I actually like the hair on the old chest better than the new one. That just looks like pepper or something. I'm not real sure what they got going on there. They put hair on the feet. The only difference is one's pinless, one isn't. If you feel like it's worth the upgrade, then go ahead and make it. The new one with the blue lines has a little bit more paint on the accessories. They're the same. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't have more. Like, they painted some stuff on this one that they didn't paint on this one. You see the difference. You're seeing it. Painted the wire here, didn't paint the wire here, but then they painted those buttons even though the button paint is off, but then they didn't paint the buttons here. Put some squiggly lines on here. There's a few slight differences. I don't know if it's worth the upgrade or not. This one also does come with an extra head, which I don't really see anybody displaying that. Like, you might put it on there, take a picture or something, and take it off. Then it comes with extra hands. I don't even know why you need extra hands with this. If you want to do something cool with this figure, you gotta. I had like 2 people ask me about that. Where did I get it? This is the old 5-inch Toy Biz chamber where they put the shit on a skeleton, and I just spray painted it. And I just took some, because I'm not real much of a customizer, as you can tell. And then I just took some paint markers, highlighted some of the wires, put it in here. But man, that thing. It had a big stupid, like, well, I guess it still has the handle. It had some more shit on there that I actually took off. But anyways, there it is. I just did some scribble on the screen. So as you can tell, customizing is not my thing. But that really makes your Weapon X shine in your collection. Then you have this Game Reverse Juggernaut. Once again, if I get them and they look good in my comic book collection, I'll grab them. If they don't, like that 7-inch scale Wolverine, I passed on that. Pretty much the only ones I got in this line was him, that Psylocke, and the green starfish. But for comparison, I went out and pulled out the Marvel Select Juggernaut. This is a $30 action figure with way more sculpting and way more paint, and basically the same size as this one. With this one, like, look at the detail and the texture on this. Like, I'm missing Marvel Select already. This thing is absolutely amazing. Of course, it does have a couple little pins in it, which, I mean, Hasbro's still putting pins in it. You know, like, they still haven't got over that curve. This one does come with a really cool power effect. It actually clips on the fist really well. You can put that on somebody's head or farting power effect or something. But this is what I'm talking about. Give us power effects with our action figures that actually make sense. That's cool. That's a nice touch. The hand's big enough to where you can make them hold an action figure. They actually put a little paint on his fingers, which is really rare for them to do. But there's no wash, no nothing on him. It looks like they added a little paint right here on his chest. But I forget how much he was. He's like $50, $70, something, when this is $30. And then they try to say, well, we got to pay for licensing. And dude, it's all bullshit, bro. It's all fucking bullshit. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this torso here. Look at this. And I know you guys, some of you fucking Hasbro dick jockeys are going to go, well, the articulation isn't that great. You know what? Suck my dick. Stop sticking up for Hasbro. This figure is amazing. This figure is pretty good. I love Juggernaut, so I need a couple of them in my collection. Then you have my favorite, the Starfish, the star of the show. This thing is, it's really cool. It's also, what was it, $50, $70? I don't know, these prices, man. Like, because with me, I justify collecting to value. And back in the day when action figures were $5 each, the value was always there. But now it costs so much that when you're sitting here going, should I get a brand new RC truck or an action figure? Should I get a set of action figures or a new SE wheelie bike, a new Ripper or something? Because they're so expensive now to where, I mean, you can get, for a set of Marvel Legends, you can go buy like a new 9mm. It's, well, maybe not a 9, a 22 for sure. It's hard to justify the price of action figures, but I'm collecting less of this. We'll see. This thing is really cool. The eye moves, the eyelash close. Like, he's cool. He's got bendy tentacles. These things are also jointed. They actually put a little love on the paint, which they should, because he's like, I can't remember, $70 or $50. I think either like the Juggernaut or him, one of them was 70, one was 50. Either way, they're both extremely overpriced. And he comes with a really, once again, a really cool accessory that matches the figure. It seems like they're really only doing this with the Game Reverse. I think that's about it, man. I guess I'm done. That's it. So I guess I'm done with my shitty review. There he is. Put him back on the shelf. I'm going to get back to the Star Wars a little bit. Hoping for a little cloud overcast, and then probably get down there and do some fishing today, man. I need to catch something other than a catfish or a gar. That's my goal. But I'll probably just catch catfish and gar. I might catch a Maya. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.